Hello there everybody, it is your boy N here and I am coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, it is going to be the fastest red mod or transcendent mod farm within the first Descendant. Now without further ado guys, let's get right on into today's video. Before we do that though, real quick, my creator code is going to be on screen right now, so please be sure to use that. It will do a lot in supporting me. Other than that, my Discord server is going to be linked in the description below, as well as the mastery rank checking document, which is going to be referenced for later in this video. Now with all of that out of the way, let's actually get on into today's video. Starting off, I do want to give yourself a little bit of a disclaimer. Now, as you can see from my not owned over here, there are still 4 red mods that I do not have from doing this. That is because these red mods are ultra specific, they require Enzo, and the only way you are able to obtain these mods is by using the vaults and opening them up in specific zones with Enzo. So apart from these 4 mods, every single other red mod in the game is going to be obtainable throughout this method. So do not stress about that. We will get you up to speed and get you all of the transcendent mods that you need as fast as we can. So first of all, let's go on over the method and what you are going to need. Now you are gonna, number 1, need to have access to at least, I would say, the Pyromaniac, maybe Swamp Walker, around this region of the hard mode on the bosses. This is because we are going to essentially be farming these bosses out. Now, the bosses can be easy or difficult depending on which boss you choose, but this does not matter. Whichever boss you are comfortable with, choose that boss. For the config that I'm going to be using a nuking Lepic config. I do have a video that I have made on my YouTube channel about this, but I'm just going to run on over it real quick for you. The proper full video is going to be linked in the description, so if you want to check that out and get a whole in-depth explanation as to why everything is the way it is, please do check that video out. For the config on Lepic, we are going to go with this. It is a high duration, high crit damage config that is based around Lepic's 4th ability, and we are using the Firearm Master Transcendent mod on this. For the weapon we are using the Devotion with the fire stat, critical hit stat, and critical hit damage stat. As for the mods on this Devotion, we are using Sharp Precision Shot just for fast fire rate, and fire rate up to basically move that up and get more firearm attack out of all of this. And for my reactor, I'm using the Devotion with fire skill and tech skill because Lepic's 4th ability is using tech. For my 2 bottom stats, I have fire skill power boost, which is going to help out with my fire damage, and damage for the Colossus. For my components, I have MP recovery out of combat and max HP. For the Slayer sensor, I have max MP and recovery in combat. For the Slayer memory set, we are using MP recovery modifier and electric resistance. The electric resistance can be replaced with other things. And for the last part, we are using a Slayer processor, which is shield recovery modifier and max shield. Now all of these need to be Slayer for Lepic, but let's just not get on into that specific yet. I can hear some of you saying that I don't even have Lepic or Ultimate Lepic. How can I even do this? Now, I do have this document over here. This is the mastery rank checklist for the first Descendant. This will include all your weapons, where to farm them, how much mastery you get, and all that other stuff. But if you go on over to the Ultimate Descendant tab at the end, you can see where you can get yourself all the Ultimate Lepic parts. For example, if you need the cells, you'd want to get the material pattern 77. How are you going to get that? By running hard mode, going to the Vespers in the Lost Supply Depot, and running the Sepulture mission. Do you need to stealth this? It's not active because it is a Duty of Descendant mission. What is your drop rate on the relic? 100%. And what are the chances of you dropping and getting the part? 20%, or if you use a stabilizer, it is still 20%. How are you going to open this material pattern once you've got everything done and dusted? You're going to fight the Devourer at the end. I'm taking all the guessing work out for you guys, and in here I've put all of the components for Lepic, and I'm going to be doing all the other Descendants as time goes on. Or if doing the hard mode boss is not your thing, you can see underneath the Lepic cells, the 7-7, I also have another relic which has the same stuff, same information, and it also shows you how to take that boss out without doing an actual Colossi boss fight if that's not your thing. All you guys need to do is just click the link in the description for the document, and you have access to all the info that you need for all of the parts for all the Descendants over time. Currently I've only done Lepic and Ajax, but you know, this is still a work in progress. Now with all of the setup out of the way, just gone on over the Lepic, I want to show you what to do over here. So you just choose a boss like I said. In this case, I'm going to be choosing the Devourer. You can choose the Dead Bride or the Devourer or whichever other boss you want. If there's a specific mod that you are farming, for example, if you want to get yourself the High Voltage from the Pyromaniac, you can do the Pyromaniac if that's what makes you feel comfortable. However, you want to choose a boss that you are able to absolutely delete from the planes of existence. The reason why is that we are not doing this for Continuum. We are doing this to get any red mod drop. Now, I say any because this is a part of the strat that we are going to be doing. Now, I'm sure a lot of people know that you are able to exchange modules, combine them, and dissolve them into other modules. So that is essentially what this strategy relies on. So you are just going to delete the boss and hope that you get yourself some good red mods as a drop. In this instance, did I get any red mods dropping? Let's have a look. Nope, I did not get any red mods. I will skip over to some gameplay where I do get some red mods. So now I have just run this boss carry. Also, I do want to say in my own personal testing, I'm pretty sure that running this in a duo or with a friend does generally give a little bit of more of a chance to actually give red mods. I'm not saying that this is a fact, this is not proven or anything at all, but I personally feel like that. That's just my experience. But let's do a little bit of math real quick. As you can see, the Devourer took me literally 6 seconds. If we can do a Devourer in 6 seconds and I restart the mission in, let's say for argument's sake, let's call the entire thing about 30 seconds. That still means that you are able to do 2 runs within 1 minute. That also means you are able to do 120 runs within 1 hour. And let's say, even for argument's sake, the RNG is not on your side and you even get, let's say, 50, 70 red mods within 1 hour of farming this. That still means that you are able to do 17 mod combination fusion thingies. And at the end of all of that, that is still 17 tries for you to get a mod that you don't already have. Now, if you do have all the red mods, then don't be doing this because, you know, you really don't even need it. But let's say you don't. There is a higher chance of you getting a mod that you don't have versus a mod that you do already have. If you are after one specific mod, for example, High Voltage, and you do have access to Pyro, do still farm the Pyro. That is going to be the fastest way for you to get that one specific mod. But with this, there is still that off chance that you might get the mod faster this way, or even better, you might end up getting mods that you are going to need for the future. You're going to need one of every single mod in this game regardless, so you know, that is something that is definitely worth putting your time into, in my personal opinion. Now, I do understand that the setup can be a little bit tedious, you know, getting good modules and stuff, and making sure you get all the mods and building Lepic up and catalyzing and everything, but you don't even have to do this with specifically Lepic. I've just used Lepic in this example because I personally think that he's one of the faster ways to deal with all the bosses. Where you can use a Valby, supply moisture, and a gun if you want, or you know, there's literally countless ways to take a boss down, and if I was to sit here and go over every single one of them, we would be here for a very, very long time. But from this gameplay on screen right now, you can see that if you do put your time into this, especially with, you know, bosses being at a decently balanced place to some extent, apart from Gluttony, you can see that with how many red mods I have, this genuinely does pay off in a significant manner. And turning these red mods into all of the other red mods, it just makes it significantly easier with all of this. Ultimately, my point with all of this is that you can repeatedly farm the Dead Bride, a very simplistic boss in my opinion. You can farm the Dead Bride very, very hard, and then at the end of it, once you combine the modules, you can get the modules from the Obstructor boss, you can get it from the Molten Fortress boss, you can even get them from other bosses that, you know, you didn't even know, or modules you can get in ways that you didn't even know that you had to farm them that way. I think that this is the best method because of that, and I do think that it is definitely worth putting your time farming all these bosses out and using all of them red mods to get yourself the ones that you don't have, excluding the Enzo set because Enzo is just a pain and he's built different. But yeah, that is ultimately this video, and I do hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please do drop a like, and if you are new here, consider subscribing. And yeah, my document is linked in the top of the description, and my creator code is going to be over there too. If you want to be real nice and you love me to death, please do feel free to support me. But yeah, that's been this video. Hope you enjoyed. Smash that like button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.